Maven. For anybody that is keeping track, we're having to go back roughly about a week. Dawn of the first day, as Kant, Izzy, and I'm gonna mispronounce the name again. Praxis?
Cost the money.
Okay, got it. Are upstairs on the ground floor, being introduced via Project. Your orientation instructions, Maven, were a little bit different. Instead of having you meet at the ground floor, they have you in the loading bays at B1. Essentially where the parking garage and loading bay. So it is a large parking structure underground. At one of the loading bays, there is a small crowd of probably 10 individuals. For those of you that don't remember, this is in the aftermath of your ring's previous op, where 75% of the company's workforce was terminated due to it. This was according to plan, as you did to infiltrate. What brings you with this cover at this very moment? Cover has been hired to be part of the custodial staff. Chosen specifically, well, let's not beat around the bush, chosen specifically because of the number of keys custodians usually have. So this group of roughly about 10 other individuals are all gathered around one loading bay, which has already had the gate thrown up, and one scruffy looking individual sitting off of the loading bay, kind of eating a sandwich as he looks at everybody. Looks over at you as you approach, and he pulls up like a clipboard. You see him, moving his finger across it several times. Miss Kapal, was it? You're the last to arrive.
Okay. Yes, it's Kapil. Thank you.
All right. Well, as everybody does, or your traditional office work gathers up above, they decided to have us meet down here in the basement, where they like to keep us. Some humor. All right. So, welcome to Deva Corp. You are part of the illustrious... Those words come out with no end of sarcasm. Crew of custodial engineers. You all passed your background checks. Takes a bite of his sandwich. Joe, any questions?
Besides the normal first day of the job questions.
Your clean floors. I mean, what first day job questions could you have?
That was more of an out of character question. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems pretty simple. Look forward to working here. Clean the floors, clean the trash. That's what I'm here for.
He reaches behind him and he pulls out like a little cardboard box. Everybody reach in, grab your security tag. Building's quite large. I'm pretty sure Miss Patel up above probably has a much more pretty way of introducing you, but there's 80 floors. you'll have access to... Oh, well. The main one you're going to need to know is just below us, B2.
And what's on B2?
Maintenance rooms and our utility rooms. Most of your supplies are going to be there. We do have our own access elevator. It goes to all the floors that are available for you to go to. Floors that you aren't allowed to go to are security floors. Floors that belong to other companies. Now, these other companies could be subsidized by Deva Corp. To be able to clean those floors, you have to basically pass a written exam, security check. You turn in your current keys, and you get a specialized key for only those floors. That's how promotions generally work. Because you're getting security checks and the like, your pay grade goes up.
That's interesting. I've never heard that before. Usually you just get access to more floors instead of less floors.
Yeah, well, the incident is still fresh in everybody's mind, whereas a couple of more classified things got leaked and security had to be amped up.
That makes sense.
That being said, the floors that you're probably mostly going to, or you're definitely going to want to know, the 20th floor. That is accounting and marketing. Something wrong with your paycheck, you go there. The first floor, and for anybody that has been relocated area, that would be second floor. He pauses as he thinks. We do have some international folk here that might not realize that what they call the first floor is actually called the ground floor. The first floor is General Affairs, Public Relations, HR department. That's where you go if you have a problem with another coworker, somebody does something incredibly stupid, go to HR. 40th floor, kitchens, cafeteria, rec room, and break rooms. We have a few break rooms in 2 as well, but these are much nicer. Lunch is free, but good luck. Elevators get packed.
It's a good thing we have our own then.
The 60th floor is the visitor center and viewing platforms. Now that's open to the public. A lot of you are going to be spending a lot of time up there. People are nasty. Especially the public. Management has told me they want to inform you that unless you're cleaning those 2 floors, you're not supposed to be on those floors except for your break or your lunch. The viewing platforms and visitor center have restaurants up there, but you have to pay for it. So, anybody got questions now?
Well, these are the main floors to worry about. Could I get like a list of all the floors and what they are? I'm not asking you to repeat it to me, just like a paper list.
You know what? No, I'm not going to give you a paper list because we have go to the ground floor. It's in the lobby. It's on a plaque. Just read the plaque.
Well, I meant more the ones I have access to. Like a scheduling type.
You see, he's rubbing the bridge of his nose. Listen. Appel, was it? Appal?
Appeal.
Appeal. I don't even know why you're here, quite frankly. Your list of master's degrees and doctorates is incredibly stupid long. You are probably the most overqualified custodial engineer on the face of this planet. I'm sure you can.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time and information. I'll get started then.
All right. So, with that being said, gotta get out of that voice. Sorry, one moment. So with that, your day begins. You do quickly realize that as you look at your name badge, or your key card essentially, it is also your, as you kind of look it over, it has the standard stuff you would expect. It has job title, your picture, your name, birthday, you know, standard stuff. And then as you flip it over, you do see a list of floors that this key card has access to.
In very fine print, I assume.
It's not really fine print because they're not putting what is on each floor.
They're just numbered.
B2, B1, so on and so forth.
Okay.
I believe I sent that to you already?
I have been sent nothing.
Okay, I will send it again, just so you're aware. And for those of you who are wondering, that's going to be B2, B1, ground floor, first floor, 2nd through 13th, 17th, 20th, 31st, 40th, 46th, 51st, 53 through 58, 59, 60, 63 through 74, and 70.
They're all janitor's keys.
So, as your first day goes about, it is the humdrum of boring, as you might expect it to be. You go around pushing a mop, a broom around. You do find the vast majority of your day is spent up on the 60th floor, where the restaurants and the general public are allowed.
Those people are nasty.
Pretty much. Now, during this workday, is there anything specifically Maven or?
Well, nothing really on the 60th, but any of the other floors that seem important, he would like to, or yeah, this will be different because the cover's a she, but the demon's a he. So, Alia, the cover, as she's going to the other floors, Maven, the demon, will be trying to eavesdrop as best they can. See what's happening on each floor, gossip, that kind of thing. Actually, I guess Alia would be interested in gossip too.
Go ahead and give me a perception roll. Because you're gonna, obviously, yes, a lot of your mark is on the 60th floor, but you still have other duties to attend to.
Yeah. 2 successes.
Right, with successes. right now, the biggest gossip is, of course, going on about how much of the company let go. You know, when 70% of the workforce is just let go in one day, it tends to get mouths moving. That is very much on the front of everybody's mind. A lot of people are asking, you know, are we gonna be next? What happened? You know, there's conflicting rumors. Some people say it was a security leak. Some people believe it was a whistleblower. Others believe it was classic corporate espionage type deal. So there's not any one thing that people are blaming. Seems like everybody has their own thoughts about it. Of course, Maven would be well aware of the real reason, so that might be somewhat humorous to hear.
Yeah. Are there any that guess close?
There's a few that are within the ballpark, but nobody knows 100%.
Right, I figured, but he would still try and keep a clear eye on those. Maybe they have a source that a tiny leak, you know? There's a grain of truth in everywhere. He wants to find out where that grain started.
All right. With that being stated, is there anything else that you would like to do?
Not particularly. First day on the job, first day on the job. So just basically learning the ropes, keeping the eye and ears open for interesting sounding gossip, and that's pretty much the day.
All right. So we're not gonna belabor the date.
I think
The maddening sound of fluorescent lights and dead air just driving everybody up the walls. So we're gonna fast forward to the end of that day. Your workday is a little bit longer than the rest. Everybody's workday was pretty long. Yours was a little bit longer. So by the time you arrive at the bolt hole, I have to enunciate that. We've already...
I want to hear the old way.
If I say it too fast, it sounds like something else. Kant, Praxis, and Izzy. You are now finally joined by Maven.
Is everyone in cover, or are they just free balling?
In cover.
In cover.
Okay.
This is the same meeting as last session. Like, this is
Yes.
still technically the day one kind of thing.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, people are nasty. Have you ever been to the 60th floor?
Goes without saying.
Have you really, looked at the 60th floor?
Have you looked at humans?
It's different when there's so many of them packed onto a single, 200 square foot floor? Actually, no, 500 square foot floor? I don't know how big it is. We should get floor plans.
Just so everybody's kind of aware in the timeline, this would definitely been after the phone call that Praxis received.
they congregate themselves together.
Okay, well,
Natural.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just trying to fill in. I don't know what we're talking about. I don't know what needs to be discussed.
They
I mean,
I will quickly fill in our fourth late individual on what we talked about last time. Just, stay in cover, take your time, don't screw this up.
burnout is
That's our
is the key expression. Burnout is means basically you've been made, and it's
I thought burnout was we need to, come back here, there's something important to talk about kind of thing.
yeah. It's our essentially emergency code, but a word that could be used within a work environment
okay.
without any concern for sort of misinterpretation or anything like that it could be picked up on.
So is it used burnout like if we have important information, or it's a panic, we need to move, or come look at this, this is interesting?
Any and all.
Okay, so burnout is spy stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now, with this small scene finished, we are going to do our week time skip. During that week, Praxis have a small pressing issue. I think somebody threatened your cover's kneecaps, was it not?
Only
Something
one
to
day.
that effect. Something to that effect, yes.
So, I'm pretty aware your cover doesn't have any money. Believe. Let me confirm that.
Why you didn't buy resources because you're employed? Come on, what are you doing?
Nope, no resource thoughts. So yeah.
No.
So, better have a backup plan for this.
I do.
As you enter the alleyway where you were told to make payment. This alley is probably about 4 blocks from Deva Corp. Sundown. And 6 individuals stand in the alley. One of them shouts up, Daresh?
I'm here.
Where's the money? And you'll never hear from us again?
Is this the one speaking? Is he the one I've been dealing with?
No. The voice is different.
Where's your employer? I'd rather deliver in person if it's all the same to you.
It isn't the same to me. Look, my employer is paying me. So, hand over the money. Or this gets ugly. And
I'm gonna hold up a backpack. Just put it on the ground.
No. We're not doing that. You put the backpack in front of you. We go over, open it. We find out nothing's inside. We look up and you've already booked it. Bring it here.
Yeah, I'll make. Okay, I will. And okay, I'll make my way over. And before I hand it over, I'm just going to say, what would you give for this money?
The guy blinks for a second. What are you implying? As he kind of yanks the book bag out of your hands and begins to unzip it.
What would you give for the money?
Let's see. Money's not worth my life. Double-crossing individuals like my boss? That's a quick way to end 6 feet under. And he looks in the bag as he unzips it. What is in the bag?
Lots of newspaper.
There is a small smirk come across his mouth. Well, looks like it's going to be the knees then. Boys, get him. What is your defense?
Is that an answer to the question?
He answered the question that it's not worth his life, essentially. Not the answer you were hoping.
It's anything not worth his life.
That's kind of a reverse answer.
Yeah. Technically, my cover's knees, what he'd give for the money. You know what I'm doing here, don't you?
You're trying something here.
An answer to your other question, my defense is on a different tab. There we go. Is that Praxis or Dash? Which sheet am I going on here?
The only thing that applies on your cover sheet is their social merits.
Oh, okay. So Praxis is 7.
It's a 7. This is kind of like a teamwork action type deal. 3 individuals are attempting to grab you. Them assisting. They're thugs. You said 7?
Mm-hmm.
You get +2. So that's -5. I think that's 1 die they get. Oh, I did not mean to put strength 4, but hey, it works. 0 successes as these 3 thugs attempt to grab you. You're able to maneuver out of the way. And you hear the one with the holding the book bag. Slippery one, aren't you?
You could say.
Don't make this harder on yourself than it's already gonna be. And it's at this time, most of these people are pulling blunt weapons, crowbars, you know, small metal rods, things of that nature. In America, this is the time I would say baseball bats, but I'm not sure how big baseball is in India, so. I know for a fact in Russia they're very popular.
So, okay. Where's it gone? Yeah, I'm gonna run. Should have answered the question. And run.
Go ahead and give me speed as a dice pool.
Okay.
Or unfair.
3 on 12 dice.
3 on 10 dice. They are keeping up with you. You're not you obviously were a couple of steps ahead of them because you had backed up, but they are right on you. So, unless you want to just keep trying to run, or do you want to try something else?
Let me just get the roll for this. Of course, now I can't find it.
While he looks for that,
yeah.
Maven, give me a intelligence plus investigation roll.
Ooh. Okay.
For this week of a time skip.
1.
I will inform you what that 1 success means.
Okay.
A bit. You found it yet, Live?
So it's a lost. I want to go to a populated area, and then I want to use the embed lost in the crowd, which, as long as on a success, as long as I remain in a crowd of at least 10 people and does not do anything to call attention to self, perception rolls to find her automatically fail. This includes looking at photographs of the crowd after the fact and trying to pick her out. It does not protect her from magical detection.
All right. What's the roll?
With stealth. It's not contested from what I can tell.
You are reality bending. Very few things I think could contest this. Maybe a mage.
Oh, do I get a bonus for a specialty in hide in plain sight?
Yes, I'm gonna allow it. Makes sense
So
to
that's
me.
8. Oh, nice.
Exception.
In addition to remaining hidden, the character can tell if someone is looking for her.
Well, that's how
Really? I'm using this.
In this case, yes, somebody is looking for you.
Oh, thank you.
However, I would also say go ahead and take the... We'll talk about the condition that you can take in a moment.
Yeah.
But as you disappear into the crowd, you can still hear the voices of, like, where the hell did he go? Where? Out of my way, and you hear people being shoved. You actually do hear the sounds of what sounds like the metal rod hitting somebody. You hear the thwack as they club people in the crowd. It is turning into quite the incident.
I just like the idea as well that at this point, actually, is that thing of nobody actually notices, but he has actually got no features whatsoever. It's just face is just like a mannequin, smooth, But nobody notices.
So, having escaped the thugs, you are, Daresh, I should say, is still somewhat of a wanted individual, with now a very angry gang looking for them. 100% sure that's not going to come up in the future. Now, at the end of last session, I had everybody roll intelligence plus investigation, and you would get one question per success of information that you gathered in that week. Livespark, I'm addressing the player here. What were Praxis's questions?
I wanted to know who is somebody who name of somebody who works in the administration of Chiron Group. I don't know how to pronounce that. I probably butchered it both times. And the other one was any information on the I can't remember sorry, just checking my notes because it was the
Blackfire Security.
Blackfire, thank you. So yes, any individuals of particular note within Blackfire.
Okay, so starting off with the first one that you mentioned, Melanie Sweetwater. She is the brand manager of Chiron Group. It is jokingly referred to the fact that she might be a clone of herself because she is on every single news report whenever they are reporting on Chiron Group, even if these reports are across the world and 30 minutes away and 30 minutes separated. So she'll be live from LA at 11 a.m. and then she'll be live from Sydney, Australia at 11:30. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe they're lying about it being live. She's a clone. Who knows? Now, the notable people of Blackfire are three particular individuals. Former Brigadier General of the U.S. Third Army, John Michaels. Former General de Corps d'Armée, Henry Bay. And former Lieutenant General Sir Charles Grey of the Queen's Own Regiment. They form a three-man committee and determines the company's policies and deployments around the world. Because one of the things you find out is this is not just a mere security company. This is a PMC. They still provide security, of course, to high-level clients, but they are a military organization.
Okay.
Kant. What was your question?
I was looking into the other companies in this building, in particular, trying to see if any of them are getting complaints through my department, some way in, essentially.
Yes, the answer to that is most of the other people that deal with the companies that share this building are probably of not what you would classify the common man. So there's not usually a mistake of, oh, I meant to call this company, and I accidentally called Deva Corp. However, that being said, there is one company that could have that issue, and that is the company known as Utopia Now. Most of the calls that you get regarding Utopia Now are from frustrated city officials in some cases, or yeah, city officials, frustrated townsfolk, you might phrase it, frustrated with like certain policies regarding where they live. That being said, a quick Google search of Utopia Now would reveal that this company owns a small, actually let me rephrase, it's a phone app company as well. Let me phrase that. So it's a little tech startup type deal that making quite a few waves in the tech industry. However, they funnel most of their money into buying a small town off the coast of California. They own it, clear. Also on these Google searches, you have your typical shady websites. Learn these conspiracy theories now. This town off the coast of California can fly. What is Utopia Now up to? You know, those type of deals.
I accidentally went to Twitter.
But that is what you're able to gather. Now, Maven and Izzy, I have not received answers for, or I have not received your questions yet.
Well, you've only just told me what it's for.
Exactly. I was gonna say Maven has a much better excuse. So, Izzy, do you have any questions, or do you want to wait till the break?
No, I have my 2 questions.
One moment.
I'm here at double.
Yeah, it starts looping.
Just, I've muted her on the Ditto Ninja, so she should be fine now. So, what is your first question?
First question. Do I sound better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no, I'm trying to blank. Any odd open cases? Like any, like, are we getting sued by anybody suspiciously? I'm not talking about, oh, I'm suing you for firing me. Just something a little bit more, like,
Substantial.
Obscure, yeah.
Nobody is suing the company. However, you do, being a subsidiary of Deva Corp, you do have a few. Hold on, let me confirm which company has control over which one of the subsidiaries. There are several different, they're not your typical civil suits. They are criminal suits. Seems mostly, I'm not getting an answer to it, so it seems to be mostly from the, I'm trying to think where best to place it in my head. Let's see here. This is going to be one such division. It's an unnamed division. You're not getting the division. A lot of the workers there are being tried for murder. Very personal murders. Husbands killing wives, wives killing their children. They're all first-degree murder trials, though.
Are they, so they're people who used to work for the company, or are they just random people?
Still currently working, from what you can tell.
Ooh. Juicy.
And you had 2 successes, so you have 1 more question.
Yes, so the second question is, any odd contracts?
You do not find any odd contracts, but the reasoning for that is contracts are not kept on this floor in your department for any length of time. You find out very quickly that they are taken 2 floors up, 61st floor, which nobody in your office or anybody that you've heard gives you a direct name. They don't say, oh, this is, where this happens. Most of them haven't ever been up there, so it's just been called the company archives. People just assume it's just the floor where they store paperwork. But
Okay.
it is one of the highest security floors. Nobody knows anybody that works in there, and if somebody does work there, some people joke that that person may probably never leave.
Okay. All right. Those were my 2 questions.
Maven, do you have your question, or do you want the break?
I do have a question. So as they've been working, they've been keeping their eyes out. Who in each company is the weakest security link? Throwing away important documents in the trash, leaving a post-it note with passwords on the computer, that kind of thing.
Ooh.
Or is that too broad of a question?
That's a little too broad. What I will say is in the spirit of answering that question at the very least, that stuff in this company is a no-go.
I'm aware. That's just why I'm looking for if there's one that does it.
No.
Okay.
Very much.
Everyone follows it to the letter then.
Pretty much. I want to answer that also with this. Deva Corp, despite the vomit-inducing way it's put, Deva Corp is very much a family. But it's a family where you screw up and you are 100% excommunicated. You lose all contacts, you lose everything. So people are very careful not to screw up when they're in.
Okay, that's also a useful answer.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Demon the Descent, Frayed Wires, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, what does one do if the slaver is the key to one's survival?